Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look here at Loopring, kind of see what's going on. And just before we get started, I usually like to look at Bitcoin, but I already made a video for that, so check that out in your own time, of course. I make that every single day. If you are new to the channel, of course, consider becoming a member, because I do actually have a trading community, Trading Academy, where I teach you how to trade, and of course, trading signals, where I send out a signal for every single trade that I take to help you understand how to structure your trades. Right? You can automatically follow them with the CoreNex trading bot. Pretty cool option. Check that out, of course, in your own time. Now, the website is CryptoCache.tech. Bear in mind, website is still under construction, so don't hold that against me. It'll be finished month in. We'll have live market data and the whole 9 yards. It's going to be really nice. But for now, that's where we're at for the moment. So looking at the LRC here, some things we want to kind of acknowledge, right? We are underneath a couple of moving averages, right? So the simple moving average for the 200 is above the price action here at about 116. That could imply we might have a resistance level coming up here in the near future, right? We also have the price action too, whether the actual yellow line here, or orange, I guess you could say, that's a 50. That's also working its way down. So honestly, none of that stuff matters right now. It's still a little ways away, but just note that we could have a resistance channel here between 108 and 120, okay? Which we're seeing already so far here today. If you saw, the price got retraced and it's coming back down a little bit, and it's trending closer to about 104 right now. So all in all, not terrible, but not great either, because honestly, if we're under 50 on the RSI, that tells us we are still considered to be bearish, and we don't have any, full-on consideration to want to go long necessarily until we get that confirmation. And I'm a firm believer in confirmation. I talk about this all the time in my trading academy. It's just simply put, we want to make sure that we know we're on the right side of tracks when we're trading. Okay, bears are still in control. Do you really think you want to try to fight against the bears still until that happens? I mean, sure, lower your overall entry point, right? Feel free to add to your position right now, of course, with dollar cost average to lower your average price. There's nothing wrong with that, but don't go all in right now expecting for the price just to blast right through all these types of resistances. That's just not how it works. Again, just some friendly advice. Try not to, gamble with your money. This is trading. It is not gambling. There's a big difference. All right. So 4-hour chart, looking at this here, we are up over the 50-day set moving average. That's a very positive sign. That's a very good thing, kind of helping us to understand we got that as a potential support. We do see the support right around 99 cents, so we have a potential support there, but a resistance at about 109. So you got to understand that we got some potential resistance here coming up. The price has got to, stopped out as well at 120. So once again, we got a decent amount of resistance in this area. But if we were to take a look at volume, I'm willing to guess we have a decent volume profile right at the current price point, which is good. In fact, even if we zoom out a little bit further, you'll see there's been the largest amount of volume accumulation in this price point right now. So people feel like Loopring is a good value. So this, in a sense, is a big, big deal. And this is probably more, I guess, more weighted, more gives us more value in the sense of the fact that we have more people investing at this price point than ever before, right? Obviously, it's hard to want to invest when the price is coming down, but on the same accord, that does usually happen when people think the bottom is in. Like here, right around what I think was 230, there's a lot of volume accumulation at the time, and that's nowhere near compared to where it's at right now. So that's a very good sign, okay? So again, volume profile speaks highly to the fact that we are right at a support level at 97 cents, and with the price being above that, that's a good sign. We now have a couple of support levels. Right, so this resistance channel may not be that strong of a resistance after all, with that much volume below us, okay? Again, just basically means the more volume, the more likely it is to hold at that position, okay? If we had more volume above us, that'd be a stronger concern, but we don't have that right now, so it's very good. In other words, 4 hours looking good here. The midterm's great. We also got over 50, under 70 on the RSI, which is excellent. I like that it's not over 70, not overextended, and it's kind of calming down, so to speak. Keeping a price in between 50 and 70 on the RSI on the 4 hour is awesome. I love it when that happens. So it gives us those nice, steady, healthy accumulations. We've also got a MACD convergence, of course, previously. The price has tapered off a little bit since then, but not bad at all. In fact, this is a very healthy, I guess you could say, continuation here, because it could imply that we have a nice next leg up. So I'm venturing to guess once we break past 109, it will be no trouble to get to 120. Obviously, at that price point, we'll want to see what happens then. But for the moment, I think we're looking pretty good here. So I love the 4 hour. The 4 hour basically tells us we got a good midterm, and the fact that that'll translate into a big picture, and the 1 day chart will start looking a lot better soon if we continue this kind of momentum on the 4 hour, right? Now, bear in mind too, Bitcoin did increase significantly, like what was that? That significance was about 11% on Friday, just one trading day alone. It's like the largest increase we've had in like 9 months from Bitcoin. So pretty strong, right? So it's inevitable for a coin like this to eventually recover. But the key takeaway here is we got a strong volume profile at 97 cents. We're past that resistance level now. And now that we have this base, so to speak, we should expect the price to stay above 99 cents. So I'm feeling like $1 is probably the lowest case in point where we're going to see for LRC. So likelihood of LRC coming up from here is quite high. Just keep in mind, Bitcoin may and should sell off likely in the near future. Well, not a lot, but I'm expecting around 40,000, a little correction, right? That's only maybe 2 or 3%, nothing significant, but that could impact LRC a little bit. We might see a candle wick below $1, but I think $1 is probably the worst case. Once again, worst case scenario, we do lose $1. 93 cents would be the secondary to that, okay? Now, moving on here, one last thing to kind of cover, and we'll call it a day. Ichimoku Cloud is telling us we might want to still consider keeping our position open, right? So this is a conservative indicator, but it's saying that the lagging span hasn't intersected with a price action. We've got almost about 24 hours before that could happen. This conversion line is above the baseline. Awesome news, as well as the fact that we're continuously above the cloud, right? So the price, again, could come down here to $1, consolidate close to the cloud, and continue to move upwards. And at that point, we might want to consider adding to our position. But generally speaking, at this point in time, Loopring is looking very good. I don't love this sporadic behavior in the last 5 hours, but that's pretty standard for weekends, of course. You know, lower volume, higher volatility, that tends to happen. But as you can see, we came up to a 9 previously, and we've consolidated down here to a 6, back up to a 2, a bunch of resets essentially. Now we're up to a 6 at this point. So that being said, we could see 3 hours worth of continuation of the upside. But unless it breaks that resistance here in the next 3 hours, we're probably not going to see 109 get broken in the near future. We'll probably see more likely the price consolidate down here to make a higher low, and then to come back up and try again to come up to breach that 120 mark. Okay, so I think 109 to 120 is extremely likely from Loopring at this point, because again, that would give us higher lows, and once again, higher highs. Okay, all right. So I know that looks kind of messy, but that's generally the concept here, is that we are looking fairly well for Loopring. So I like everything that I see here so far. The short term looks good, the midterm looks good. The macro is not so great, but it will get better if we continue to have these kind of increases on a shorter time frame. So I am bullish on LRC on the short term. Once again, macro still has yet to be seen, but if we can have this nice continuation, hold at $1 for maybe a day or two, even after Bitcoin corrects itself, then we'll be seeing some really awesome stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with Loopring here soon. And if you found benefit here, of course, comment below, let me know, or just what are your thoughts generally? What do you think Loopring is going to do? It's had some trouble, obviously, but it flew too close to the sun, right? You've heard me say that before. And it needs to have some time to consolidate, but with a nice solid foundation and volume, I think we're looking pretty good. So again, looking good here for Loopring. Oh, one last thing here, best case scenario. Again, this is best case, and that would be roughly 2 weeks out. But in the next 2 weeks, we could see a price range of 175. That could be a better case scenario. Just so you know, for perspective, understanding where it could go, if we see the same type of increase that we've seen before, because what, in 5 trading days, we saw an 87% increase. We could see that again for another 46% higher. Actually, no, that should be more like 64% higher from the current price action. So it is possible, but I'm not saying that's going to happen. So please don't take that away if you're going to hear anything at all. Hear the fact that I want you to have good best practice and make sure that you are careful and considerate of the market, and make sure you know what's going on. Understand Bitcoin first. Look at my other Bitcoin videos so you know what's going on there, and then understand what's going to happen with Loopring, because Loopring is behaving just as other coins are behaving right now too, similar gaming coins, and it's doing very well because of the fact that Bitcoin's back on track. As soon as Bitcoin gets some type of foundation and then that nice footing, coins like this start to take off, and we're seeing that now. And I personally feel these type of coins, as this demographic of coin, is going to continue to do well. We're going to see a second surgence here for these types of coins. So I hope that you are able to dollar cost average and get some good positions, because I think we're going to see some good stuff here soon. Once again, we're on the verge of greatness. We just need a little bit more increase and stability from Bitcoin, get up over that, that 50-day simple moving average, and I think we'll be in good shape. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again for your time. Once again, let me know if you learned anything. If you want to become a community member, check out CryptoCache.tech. That is the website. Bear in mind, once again, if you're new to the channel, the website is not fully developed, but it has all the resources you need to become a member. So check that out, of course. I look forward to getting to know better. Hope you have a good rest of your day. We'll see you soon. Take care.